Assalamualaikum and a good day to Sir Jahabah and the fellow audience. My name is Muhammad Hanif bin Johari. I am from Malacca Learning Centre and currently in the fourth semester of completing my Diploma of Management. My topic today's speech will be how social media impacted on children and families. Social media use has skyrocketed over the past decade and a half. Life has become a fast pace. Everybody seems to be in hurry to reach office or school or any other destination. There seems to be no time for people to even pause and greet each other when they come across friends and acquaintances. Everyone wonder as to be what has happened or is happening. But hard of us the fact is we are all aware of the reason. Social media. Social media is steadily but surely impacting the way we live and communicate with one another. All of us very much aware that communication is the lifeblood of our existence and realize how important it is in our life. Over a period of a decade or more, we have become addicted to social media and mobile communication. Digital devices have made our life apparently easy, but actually complicating is perhaps beyond control. Today, our social interaction have been reduced to impersonal mobile contact or through other electronic media available. What has happened to our conversation with friendly neighbor when we meet them outside of house or in the market or school when we go to leave our children? Engaging in various forms of social media is a routine activity that research has shown to benefit children and adolescents by enhancing communication, social connection, and technical skills. Even our children contact Even our children contact their friends in the neighborhood through mobiles only. They have also become victims of the digital revolution and the lazy life they have been inflicted. Social media is taking up a lot of our time. Social media sites such as Facebook and MySpace offer multiple daily opportunities for connecting with friends, classmates, and people with shared interests. However, it has completely changed the way we are connecting and communicating with people. During the last 5 years, the number of preadolescents and adolescents using such sites has increased dramatically. According to recent poll, 22% of teenagers log on their favorite media social site more than 10 times a day, and more than a half adolescents log on the social media site more than once a day. 75% of teenagers now own cell phone and 25 use them for social media and 54 use them for texting and 24% use them for instant messaging. Thus, a large part of a generation's social, emotional development is occurring while on the internet and on cell phones. So much, so much that conversing with each other face to face has suffered a huge blow. Before, before social media, the means of reaching others were limited. Now we have a plethora of apps and platforms to impress ourselves and form connection. On the upside, we have endless ways to connect with people. The downside is the process of communication has also changed, making it a struggle to have meaningful connection and quality conversation. Anyway, when we are take a look in the public spaces, people are glued to their smartphone screens. Also, conversing and speaking in full sentences have become a core of some people. This is obviously due to the influence of media social and text using WhatsApp. 74 million 74% of millennials choose the converse digitally rather than in person. Even at home, the number of families that sit down to have a quality time together or share a meal is declining. What manner of the what manner of communication allow you to learn more about another person? Facebook posts, WhatsApp messages, or face-to-face conversation. We connect on deeper, much more worthwhile level when we have personally conversation. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, email, SMS, and many other impersonal ways to communicate are taking over the place of talking and sharing. This mode of communication have their benefit, such as being fast, easy, and available 24/7. But sh- they should know, but they should not take the place of face-to-face and verbal conversation. Some people have forgotten of how to construct a sentence, especially the young generation who only want to communicate on using their screens. In fact, when they get together with their friends, they are unable to have a conversation. It's gotten it's gotten to the point where they instead get on their device and text each other of other friends. Some protagonists say that there is no going back. So if you happen to glance around a restaurant, you will be hard pressed to find people who don't have hit downs using their cell phone to text, tweet, or update their Facebook status and while sharing a meal with others at their table. Social media's effect on our ability to interact and communicate is visible throughout all areas of society. So, what does this mean of social interaction? What we can see from research data is that phone has truly become extensions of our life and platform in apps within it digital life occupying more than our offline interaction. While this help us communicate more easily, it diminishes our communication and effectiveness. The more people use digital communication, the more the more interpersonal communication skills decline. Our need for rapid bits of our needs for rapid bits of information replaces our ability to clearly express thought, thought and ideas when speaking to others. Our social skills challenging to the point that many now struggle to interact in traditional conversation. Three keys, three key issues are surfacing regarding the role social media now play in people communication style. First, when we communicate through social media, we tend to trust the people on the other end of the communication. So our message tend to be more open. Second, our social connection are not strengthened as much through social media as they are face to face. So we don't tend to deepen our relationship, then tend to exist in status quo. Last, we tend to follow to interact with people who agree with our point of view. So we aren't getting the same diversity of viewpoints as we have gotten in the past. Experts agree that those who have a keen sense of observation must be aware that people are changing the way they communicate. What does future hold for social media and its potentially continuous effect on interpersonal communication within society? Social media will continue to become increasingly integrated into the normal human experience, like most of the communication technologies that proceed it. They will continue to increase the volume of human communication process, and we will continue to learn how to use them for good and for bad. Another concern lies as social media has become a silent killer. When individuals spend more time with their smartphone than interacting with the people around them, to the detriment of those face-to-face relationships, this phenomenon known as social displacement. Fear about social displacement are long-standing as old as the telephone as and probably older. For those people, they likely feel just a strong sense of identity online, that they have some difficulty spreading their visual action for their actual ones. Many parents today use technology incredibly when feel comfortable and capable with the program and online venue that their children and adolescents are using. Nevertheless, some parents may find it difficult to relate to their digitally savvy youngster online for several reasons. Such parents may lack a basic understanding of this new form of socialization, which are integral to their children's life. They frequently, they frequently do not have the technical abilities or time needed to keep pace with their children in the every in the ever-changing internet landscape. In addition, these parents often lack a base and understanding that kids' online life are extension of their offline ish, offline life. The end result is often a knowledge and technical skill gap between parents and youth, which create a disconnect in how these parents and youth participate in, in the online world together. Using social media became a risk to adolescents more often than most adults realize. Most risks fall most risks fall into the following categories: peer-to-peer, inappropriate content, lack of misunderstanding of online privacy, issuing, and outside influence of third-party advertising group. Cyberbullying is deliberately using digital media to communicate false, embracing, or hostile information about another person. It is the most online risk for all things and is a peer-to-peer risk. Although online harassment is often used interchangeably with the term cyberbullying, it is uh, actually a different enti- entity. Current data suggests that online harassment is a common is not as common as offline harassment, and, and, and participation in the online networking site does not most children at risk of online harassment. On the other hand, cyberbullying is quite common and can occur to young person online and can cause profound psych- psychosocial outcome, including depression, anxiety, severe isolation, and tragically suicide. Apart from that, parents should also concern on whenever their children near to social media is sexting. Without any supervising, these children can go beyond what we imagine. Having to explore the internet alone will expose them to many new experiences. Sexting can be defined as a sending, receiving, or forwarding sexually explicit message, photograph, or image via cell phone, computer, or digital device. Many of these images become distributed rapidly via cell phone or internet. The phenomenon does occur memo- the phenomenon does occur among the teen population. A recent survey revealed that 20% of teens have sent or posted nude or semi-nude photograph or video of themselves. Some teens who have engaged in sexting and have been treated or charged with felony child pornography charge. Although some started characterizing such behavior as juvenile law misdemeanor. Not to forget, some children aged from 10 to 12 years old may be targeted by some pedophile predator when they when they when they were on the social media without supervising and uploaded any pictures or video on social platform such as internet eh, such as Instagram or TikTok. Researching has proposed a new phenomenon called Facebook depression. It is defined as a depression that develops when preteens and teens spend a great deal of time on social media sites. Social media such as Facebook and then begin to exhibit classic symptoms of depression. This trend is also implied to Instagram and Twitter social apps. Accept, acceptance by the con- acceptance by and contact with peer is an important element of adolescent's life. The, an- the intensity the intensity of the line world is thought to be a factor that may trigger depression in some adolescents. As with offline depression, pre-adolescent and adolescent who suffer in Facebook depression are at risk for social isolation and sometimes turn to risky internet sites and blog for help that may promote substance abuse, unsafe sexual practice, or aggressive or self-destructive behavior. To avoid this problem from occurring, parents need to step in. Make your children socialize with real people in the world. And make them converse and make friends with people around their age. Let them see the world from parents' aspect. Let them know that in the real world there is good and bad that they can see clearly, unlike in the social media where everything can be hidden under. Internet addiction now will be listed as a mental illness marked by emotional shutdown, lack of concentration, and withdrawal symptoms. So we need to be closer to diagnosing and understanding social detrimental human technology relationship. However, many have cautions that addiction might be to be inaccurate portrayal. If social media is designed to connect people with people, then is this real a human technology relationship, or is this a relationship mediated by technology? We must remember that social media is really only a decade old. That's a very young in the history of communicating technology. It has been influential, but it hasn't really settled into a routine yet. As a social media become more normalized, we'll stop seeing it has changing things and start saying it has the way things are. As a society, we'll be okay. We, we have always adjusted to new technology. So whether it's wearable communication media such as Google Glasses and more cloud computing and will change and adapt. Communication is constantly evolving. Some people are used to seeing their friends online avatar as their face. People increasingly prefer quick and frequent en- engagement with instant update on news that a prolonged chat and also finding new ways to catch up with friends from the comfort of their sofa. At the end of the day, nothing can replace face to face conversation and interaction. The speed of this explosion of online endorsement and social media dialogue between individual and brands, researchers have found word of mouth exchange and a depth conversation are still most influential. Thank you for your time and attention of listening on my speech. Thank you.